Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Back to the 18U division we go. One final quarterfinal game of the day. Then the field of four for the semifinals will be set. It's the 8 seed CBF and the 1 seed T3 up next on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove. Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field. Say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. He's the point, and it's alive. Hanson pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
Good afternoon from Schoonover Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. Game 3 of our 5-game slate today as the number 1 seed T3 Warhawks take on the number 8 seed Cleveland Baseball Federation. He's Gabe Koza. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. We had a great game that last time out. That was a tremendous 14U game. But back to the big time 18U. One final slot in the semifinals up for grabs. How do you win this game?
Yeah, we're back to the big leagues. Got a couple college kids on both of these teams. So this should be a competitive game with lots of good players. I think in terms of play and what we should expect from both teams and what they need to do to win, I think, a lot of the things we said for the lower leagues applies to the upper leagues as well, even though they're a bit more experienced, which is plate presence and being patient is very important in baseball, but also limiting errors as that sun is bright and it's right over the diamond. So whenever there's a fly ball, you're going to see it. It's going to be in the way. So I think acknowledging that and making sure that you can track the ball through the sun, little things like that can make a big difference.
CBF are the visitors in this game. Nick Sherwood, the right fielder, leading things off for the 8 seed. And at 1:03, we are underway with a first pitch ball on the check swing. 1-0 the count on Sherwood. Nick just finished up his junior year at Westlake after transferring in from St. Ignatius. On the mound today for the Warhawks, it is going to be number 9, Johnny Kinter. That'll be his first strike of the game. Both pitchers are hitting in this game. Kinter in the 10 slot for T3 and Thompson in the 3 slot for the Cleveland Baseball Federation. The 1-1, swing and a miss now, 1-2. Kinter, a while back, was committed to Lake Erie, but due to the controversial coaching change, he decided to decommit, and he will begin his day with a strikeout looking for out number 1. First K of the day for the former Storm player.
Great way to start. I mean, that's textbook right there, and let's see how he approaches these next 2 batters.
Going back to absolutes, finished up his time at Wellington out in Lorain County, I believe, maybe just a stone skip away from there. So good high school career for him. Now it's on to college in potentially a Division II setting. We will see where he ends up going. I know you've thrown around Tri-C a lot with players, but with Lake Erie, that decommit coming so late, a lot of guys might end up going to some community colleges or Division III programs to see what they can do at that level before then taking that next step. We will see. The 0-1, now 1-1, the count on Pete Tremonti.
I just think the JUCO route is such a good route. If you don't really have a clear path to D1, it gives you extra time, and Tri-C is the best place to do it. You know, you got a program that you were going to win there, and you're most importantly, you're going to be competing against guys that are definitely capable of playing on the college level. So that competition brings out the best in everyone. So I think it's a good option for many players.
We will see a Tri-C player in Jacob McCartney batting fourth for T3. He is also their starting first baseman today. Kinters 2-1, down low for ball 3. After that strikeout, Tremonti one pitch away from walking. Good spot for him to be in early on in the matchup. Kinters 3-1, and it is going to hit the bottom of the zone for strike 2, and we are full. Good response by Kinter on the mound, able to get that one in the zone when he needed to. But the job not done yet. The payoff pitch, chopped foul. Kind of ran down towards the hands.
Yeah, it did.
In the on-deck circle after Tremonti, it is Ethan Thompson. Still a full count, 3-2. Kinter's payoff. Sails upstairs and behind for ball 4. Good patience from Tremonti in the box, able to draw the walk, and with one down, the CBF has an early base runner.
Interesting start here. We saw a dominant strikeout. Now we see a walk. Now pretty critical third at bat here. See if you can get some guys, especially getting a guy on second with under 2 outs. Could be really big here, especially early on in this game.
And it is Ethan Thompson, the rising senior at Westlake, tasked with getting that job done. Also have to be careful of a potential double play. First pitch, gonna miss for ball 1. Looked good from up here, but obviously not a clear enough read as you would have behind the dish. The 1-0 fouled away to the right side, now 1-1. But looking at this game, a lot on the line. The winner of this contest will join the likes of Supreme Baseball, the RBI Guardians, and then their eventual opponents in release in the Final 4. Runner goes, Kinters 1-1, upstairs for ball 2. The play at 2, not in time. He is in there.
Close call there.
I was about to say.
I mean, the throw was there and the tag looked close. Obviously, the umpire's right there, so you're going to take his word on it. But it was a great throw by the catcher, just little, like a second late, quarter of a second late.
Good work from Tremonti, able to get in there just before the tag. Still an excellent throw. Now 2-2 on the swing and a miss. That was an excellent throw, though, from Ganda. Next inning for T3, it is Springer, McCoon, and Carrick. Kinters 2-2. A good drive into center field, but caught for out number 2. But not number 3 at second base. Good recovery by Tremonti, able to get back in. That would have been a tough double play to end the inning. But good work by Tremonti, able to dive back in. Yet another close call at second, just on the opposite end of things. Now Cole Artman, the third baseman, steps in. Artman, wearing number 6, just finished up his junior year at Westlake. Kinter's pitch down low for ball 1. Speaking of Westlake, a transition year upcoming. Head coach Larry Mosley, after 7 years and 105 wins, stepped down, most likely just to focus on running force. So congratulations to him and his staff on a very successful tenure over at Westlake. He was a one-time GLC Coach of the Year back in the old conference. Did a good job with that program. 2-0 the count on Artman. The pitch upstairs for ball 3. Some early game struggles on the mound for Kinter. Had that dominant strikeout to begin the game, and that kind of looked like a sign of things to come, but That sign has gone away. Needs a strike here. And he will not get it on the inside corner. Second walk of the inning. That will put 2 on with 2 down for Leo Carey, the first baseman. Carey, a good chance to bring in the opening run. The lead runner, his teammate at Brecksville. A good balance between Westlake, Brecksville, and Benedictine on this roster. Also some Rocky River, Fairview, and Beechwood sprinkled in. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. We've talked about it in the prior games. The Cleveland Baseball Federation making waves this summer out of nowhere, becoming one of the better ball clubs for travel ball in the area. It's really impressive, and it's been really fun to see their really big rise.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've seen a couple teams come out of nowhere in this region. But let's see what he can do here. This is a big at-bat. I mean, a strikeout would be big, for not only for this game, but for his confidence.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Carey. The pitch. High pop, staying in the infield, called off at short. Mammers underneath it has it, and the BG commit ends the inning. Good work by Josh Mammers over at short, able to get underneath that one with ease, and he is able to help out his pitcher. 2 runners on, but no damage done. Middle of 1 here at Schoonover Stadium. Cleveland Baseball Federation 0, T3 Warhawks 0, your score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. T3's offense getting to work in the bottom of the first inning, looking to take an early lead in this quarterfinals matchup of the 2024 Laurie Mendenhall Memorial Showcase Championships. Top of the first, 2 walks. Not the best showing from the defense, but in the end, they were able to get the outs in time. First pitch of the new inning, chop to third, throw to 1 is in time for out number 1. Good work from Artman at third to get it across the diamond with plenty of time to spare, retiring Springer.
May make it look easy, but I mean that's why you practice Funkos, is for plays like that. It was a great throw from third to first. We saw in the younger leagues struggle with that, but now in these upper leagues, you can see the difference that experience makes.
First pitch is a ball to Owen McCoon, 1-0 the count. Owen just finished up his senior year at Perry, committed to Louisiana Monroe College. The 1-0. A good drive into left field. That is a powerful 1-out single. That was a beautiful sound off of the aluminum bat.
It sure was. I mean, it sounded great, and it went in the perfect area right in that gap. And now T3 is in a good spot right now with a runner on first.
Now as Kurek, the third baseman, steps in, he is committed to play his college ball at Eastern Michigan. The pitch. On the edge of the zone for strike one. And the first thing that stands out, I think it stood out to you too about the squad, the sheer size of these kids.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell. I mean, there's college kids on some of these teams, and they sure look like it. Definitely a big difference from the game we just watched. But we should see some bigger hits here. I wouldn't be surprised if you maybe see a guy hit one out to those 320s on either sides of the corners of outfields.
Runner goes, one hops in, tag not in time. It's a stolen bag for Owen McCoon.
But should be a fun game with maybe some power hitters.
And with a lot on the line, this T3 team, a reason why they went 4-0 in pool play. This is one of two 18U T3 squads. This is Hochel, the other one coached by Matt Kimmick, one of the organizers of the 965 Midwest Challenge. They opted to play an NEO Select invite this weekend. That was a big competition in the area. I'm sure if you're on Twitter and follow travel ball in the area, you've seen a lot of highlights from that tournament. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Keurig. Popped up and over the box foul. Not over the box, it's on the box.
Yeah, you can definitely hear that thing when it hits the top of it. It is loud. But
just a slight little thud. Still definitely powerful, I'm sure.
For sure.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Keurig. The pitch. Swing and a miss. There is out number 2. First strikeout of the day recorded by Ethan Thompson on the mound. And speaking of Thompson, to set his defense, Stream doing the catching, Carey at first, Masham over at second, Anderson at short, Artman at third, Kalanick, Tremonti, and Sherwood from left to right in the outfield sets the defense. With 2 down, it is the Tri-C commit, Jacob McCartney stepping in. Just finished up his senior year at Mentor. First pitch bounces wide right, good block behind the dish, no attempt at third.
It's an interesting spot here. He's wearing 99. He's got Aaron Judge's number. Let's see if he can use his power and potentially hit this thing far into the outfield and drive in a run.
Definitely one of the more powerful players on this T3 squad, especially given that he is in the 4-hole. The 1-0 hangs right over the plate. That was dangerous, but he got the desired result.
Hang it like that. I mean, with this type of player, you run the risk of that thing getting crushed. So
anything that hangs with this T3 order,
yeah,
say your prayers, unless it gets by. That one hangs behind, and that will bring in the opening run of the game.
Yeah, fortunate there. Now we'll see how he responds to that. Looked a little upset, understandably so, but it's all about how you respond to it. Can't control the pass. You can only control what you're doing now. Big test of his confidence right here.
But T3 getting on the board early on in this game, and that was a big priority entering this one. You want to establish that early lead, especially with so many teams being dangerous in this competition. You want to have a good baseline before things get worse. McCartney takes upstairs for ball 3. In the on-deck circle, it is Jordan Kievman. And Jordan Kievman has one heck of a track record to his name already in his career. McCartney, a deep pop into center field. Underneath it is Tremonti. Side retired. Excellent work by Peter Tremonti, able to track that one down, but it will not matter. On a pass ball, the opening run of the game does score. Through 1, it is the 1 seed, up by 1 on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Through one, it is T3 on top, 1-0 against the number 8 seed Cleveland Baseball Federation. Once again, for those who have been with us for a while, this is the 17U group, not the 18U group that we have seen a number of times, but both teams having great seasons. In fact, in this tournament, Gabe, it's this squad, the 17U, outperforming the 18U.
Interesting to see that, but obviously very talented, this squad, lots of good players on it. But yeah, that's really interesting to see 17U outperforming 18U, more experience, but only a year, so not too significant, but still definitely factors in.
Danny Joyce, the EH, stepping in to lead things off. The 1-1 going to take it on the edge for ball 2. Joyce just finished up his junior year at Benedictine. The Bengals made it all the way to the regional final before they ended up losing. But an excellent campaign for them. The 2-1, swing and a miss, now 2-2.
Nice looking pitch right there. Had a couple walks in the first inning. We'll see how he can respond to that in this inning.
After Joyce, it's Mosham, then Anderson in the second. The 2-2, swing and a miss. There is out number 1. Second strikeout of the day from Kinter.
Nice sequence right there. Really getting into the spot that he wants at controlling the strike zone. This is beautiful pitching right there.
Johnny Kinter has had a good game on the mound so far. Still, those 2 walks will haunt him for a little while, but the goal right now is to ramp up the strikes, get the strikeouts, and work from there. With 1 down, it is Mosham stepping in for the first time. And he will be forced to back immediately out for ball 1. But Ashton Mosham just finished up his junior year at Westlake, heading into his senior campaign next. The 1-0. Hit foul into the back netting. Count now 1-1.
I like the way he pitches, the way his form is. It looks like he kind of generates power when he's taking that ball back. There's kind of a second pause, and then he goes in and throws it to his full motion. Seems to be working for him so far. He's had a nice couple pitches.
Let's see here to give a more direct thing. And yeah, I see that part of it. A lot of pitchers do that double break. It works, but the only issue is if you have to turn back and throw, it's going to be tough because the moment you bring your hands back set and you put your foot down anywhere, it's a balk, pretty much. The 2-1. Weak down the line, foul. Good job over at third base by Kurek to make sure that one actually did go foul. You can't declare too early on that ball, as if it does go foul in the end, that one would kind of kick yourself for, as that would be a free base.
Yeah.
But looking at the defense, it is Ganda behind the dish, McCartney at first, Springer at second, Mommers at short, Kurek at third, and then from left to right in the outfield, it is McCoon, Velasco, and Square. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Hard grounder down the left side. Kurek picks it up at third. High throw to 1. It is over McCartney's head. And heading on into second base is Mosham, and he will be in standing. Tough error over at third base from Kurek. He did the right thing, getting that ball on that hop. But in the end, the throw going high, and that will put the tying run in scoring position.
Yeah, throwing across the corners like that is extremely difficult. And sometimes some of these pros make it look easy, but it's really not. That's a long throw, and you have to be pinpoint with your accuracy, especially since it's coming from the other side. The base runner's almost at the base, so you really have to nail that. Can't have him reach too high or reach too over because he could step over the bag like we saw in the last game.
Now Parker Anderson, the shortstop, steps in. Parker just finished up his junior season for Brecksville. The 0-1. Down low, now evening up the count. In the bottom of the second inning, it's Kiefman, Ganda, and Mommer set to swing for the T3 Warhawks. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Bounced in down low for ball 2. It's weird because this is the final quarterfinal setting up semifinal number 2. But at the same time, the first semifinal is actually playing right now, which really is a weird nuance, but that is what we are going to work with here, and we'll have an update from that game very soon. Right now, 3 balls, 1 strike. And getting our score update from the game between Supreme and the RBI Guardians. Supreme up early 3-1 in the bottom of the second inning. And that will be a walk for Anderson. Putting 2 on with 1 down. And looking at the scenario right now, they have runners at second and third, bottom two outs. And a big chance for Supreme to even further increase their lead.
For sure.
Right now, it has been all chalk so far. The top seeds winning all of the games, except for obviously the one that we just saw, but that's not in the 18U division, so kind of out of this realm. Fouled back by Stream, 0-1 the count. The next game will feature the winner of this contest taking on Release Baseball at approximately 3:15 p.m. Then 5:30 p.m. it is our championship game. Be interesting to see who comes out of the bottom part of the bracket and the top.
Be curious to see, yeah. But so far, we got a tight game here. No clear winner from this game.
And I don't know if we're going to get one for a little while here. 0-1 the count, the pitch.
Ooh.
Inside, hits him, and that loads up the bases.
Got him high, too. Luckily, he doesn't seem to be hurt or anything. He's going to stay in. Doesn't look like we're going to pitch run or anything like that.
Just a hard pop off of him. Glad to see he's okay. Bases loaded now for...
I know we are going to get a pinch runner at first.
Yes. Not surprised to see that. That is Cal Reese, the rising junior at Fairview. But Dylan Kolonic steps in. Just finished up his junior year at Rocky River, facing a former teammate of his in Josh Mommers, who stands at short for the Warhawks. Weak chop right back to the mound. They should be able to get the out at home. No, it's bobbled, and there's no play at one. And we are tied at one.
Unfortunate right there. Just can't corral that baseball.
It looked like it was going to die just in time for him to be able to barehand and shovel home, but not quite. We'll see it here. Tried to go for the glove. That may be the smarter of the plays, but didn't give him the best grip. That is strike one now called on Sherwood as we go back to the top of the order. Big turning point potentially in favor of the CBF.
Most definitely. Bases loaded here.
The 0-1 off the plate, evening up the count. But I'm sure Release either watching on now or going to get here a little bit earlier to take in this game to as well kind of see what they're going to go up against. Tipped foul now 1-2. If you are Release, the question is how much do they have left in the tank given their injuries and given that first game today?
We will see. Obviously tough playing 2 games. That's a big strain on the body.
And that's a big strikeout for Kinter. His third of the game. There is out number 2.
Yeah, how about Kinter? He's sticking in there. He's had a couple of struggles this game, but really he's had a lot of positives as well. A couple of strikeouts, adds another one there. Now let's see if he can get out of this inning.
It is now Tremonti back in. He walked his last time up, but going back to Release, they did have a good amount of time off 2 game slots opposed to a back-to-back game for the winner of this one. Or if the team that wins this game wins the next one, it's back-to-back-to-back games. Triple header.
Pitching is going to be a real question, especially in that second game. What are they going to do with that?
If they make it to that championship, who's going to be left? I mean, all teams are kind of dealing with that today, but back-to-back-to-back. At least if you threw a guy early and he came in relief, you could come back and throw him again. But if he comes in here for 2 innings, how can you throw him again in the next game or the championship? It's going to be tough. Not much recovery time.
Not at all. I mean, the championship, you know, guys are going to be wanting to willing to play for that. But for that, especially that second game, right in the middle, in the first game, it's going to be a big strain on some of those guys.
The 1-2 upstairs for ball 2. Once again, it's Kievman, Ganda, and Mommer set to hit in the bottom of the inning. T3 in search of a spark again offensively. And they are going to need it. The 2-2 hit foul off of his ankle. Good to see Tremonti pop right back up. Looked like a painful cut right there.
Yeah, I mean, that one's going to sting. We'll see if he can stay in here.
Should be able to, I think. Kind of more of a shock pain than anything, and I'm sure it happens. I'm sure when you play basketball, ball jamming your finger, kind of a shock pain. Still hurts, but more of a shock pain than anything. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Up and out for ball 3, and we are full. Runners will be moving on the delivery. A walk and CBF takes the lead. Strikeout, and it's a big statement from Johnny Kinter. It's ball 4 and behind. That brings in the second run of the game. They're sending the third one home. The play is not going to happen. On one walk, they bring in 2 runs, and now it's a 3-1 ball game.
Unfortunate. They've had a couple of errors. Starting pitcher with, whether that be corralling the ball and trying to throw the first or throwing it just outside there. T3 looking to finally, hopefully, close out this inning.
And the issue there was the ball just got past Kinter.
Yeah.
If he was able to snag that one, then that's an out at the plate. But now runners at the corners for Ethan Thompson. 0 for 1 in this game with a flyout, but a chance for redemption. Ground ball hit to second. Fielded cleanly. Throw to 1 in time, and the side is retired. Good work by Springer on the adjustment as he is able to end the inning, but not before CBF is able to not only tie the game, but take the lead. 3-run score in the top of the second inning. It is the 8th seed trying to defy the chalk, up by 2 on the T3 Warhawks. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Score update from the 18U semifinals at Thurman Munson. Middle of 3, Ohio Supreme up 3-1 on the RBI Guardians. With a couple more runs, they can put that game to bed really early on, and you would see chalk once again prevail as the 2 seed would make it to the championship game.
There's still a lot of ball to be played left, though. 3-1, still an opportunity to come back, but right now, that game looking to go in the favor. Hold on. There's strike 1. They want to be interrupted there by something. I've been up there interrupted by a couple times. There's a lot of talent on this team, so don't know where that ball is going to go off the bat.
The special thing about that Supreme team, 4 states represented. Good drive down the right field line, and it's going to go foul. Now a 1-2 count on Jordan Kiefman, the EH. Just finished up his senior year at Norton, committed to Wright State. His younger brother Johnny just finished up his freshman year at Norton. A very good freshman year. Younger brother Johnny, one of the best hitters on that squad. We got to see him last week in the second Kent State invite. Really a top-tier talent.
A lot of talent on this team. And we've also, like today, we found a lot of kids who have siblings that look to have bright futures in Ohio high school baseball.
The 1-2 in there for strike 3 looking. There is out number 1. First strikeout, or second strikeout of the game for Thompson. We're going back to Supreme Baseball, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and West Virginia.
Really cool to see. And it's also cool to see get guys from multiple different states, people of different backgrounds coming together as a team and playing. Just what sports is all about.
And that's one of the most fun things about these tournaments. You see people from all around. We saw the Erie Steelheads a few weeks ago from obviously Pennsylvania, PA playmakers from Newcastle, PA yesterday. They won the third Kent State invite against a very, very talented squad. Trying to think who they played against. It was the Wow Factor Black squad who was undefeated up until then. But a lot of good teams from around the area.
From Youth Elite, obviously seeing. We saw Mid-Michigan against Tri-C. We saw that playoff game. Then we also saw Medlock and the Zebras of
Wayne Memorial
play as well. So it's just awesome to see people that, if we were just stuck in NEO, we would never know about any of these players. So it's cool to see.
And going to football, like Cass Tech comes in. You have the Canadians coming to play Ignatius. 3-0 behind for ball 4. But really, sports, the guide of great equalizer and the great uniter. You see it from all walks of life come in, and that's really the fun part about these competitions. Depending on how big, like the NABF World Series, it's kind of a Midwest Classic, so kind of see who comes in for that. I'm sure a lot of teams from out of state. Used to be held over in Struthers at Bob Sean Park, but they decided to move it over to Munson. I know some of the games up at Lakewood and Andrews Osborne and Willoughby upcoming in a couple weeks. Once again, for the Jacob Garrick Woodbat Classic, Team Ohio Pro Select's playing in it. They're from Ohio, but a lot of their competitions are out of state. The weekend after we saw them last, they went to Atlanta. I believe a PBR Classic event. But PBR and Perfect Game having their competitions brings people from all backgrounds together. Josh Mammers now steps in, taking ball 1 off the plate.
SmeeSports nationwide, and soon to be international.
No West Coast yet officially outside of some Mount Union games against UC Santa Cruz and those guys. Hard hit ball right side. It is through for a single. Good work from Josh Mammers, able to pull that one the other way.
Great hit right there. Runners on first and second. They are in scoring territory.
And down by 2. You need both runs to come around and score here. At least one. That keeps this game close. But good work from Mammers, able to pull that one back his way. And the lefty is on. Velasco, the center fielder, now steps in. Just finished up his time in high school at Avon. And now he is off to Mount Union in the fall. Throwback to second. Almost airmailed, but caught up to at second base. Good work by Mosham, able to keep that one in the infield.
I like the idea there. I mean, they had a chance, a really good throw there. Probably would have been close to an out, but they take a gamble, and it almost has a severe risk to it. But luckily, great play there to keep that ball in the infield.
Now, as a catcher on that throw, I would say no. I would say that's one that you have to eat. I feel like the risk does not outweigh the reward. Obviously, getting that big lead run out is big, but there's so many different ways that could go haywire. It almost did there. I don't know if he'll do it again, and if he does, I think it might be a more cautious approach than anything.
Yeah, I'd like to think he probably won't do that again unless he's really out in the middle of the base paths.
And then at that point, he might just take third.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with those kind of plays. The 3-0 in there for strike 1. I never tried that back pick down to second base. Just too many things could go wrong, and if the runner took third, then all of a sudden I'm throwing behind the runner, and that's not where you want to be as a catcher. You want to be ahead of the runners at all times. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Ground ball right side, picked up at first. They don't get the out at 2 as it will bounce off of his chest, and that will load up the bases. Tough one there, just an awkward hop. And now that will set up Nick Square, the right fielder, with an opportunity to blow this game open.
Yeah, we've seen over the last 2 games, we've seen a lot of offense, a lot of opportunities where offenses have had bases loaded. And for the most part, we've seen teams capitalize. But let's see what's going to happen here as that one's flown up, fouled, into the woods.
So now an 0-1 count on Nick Square wearing number 11. Couple guys already in college on this roster. He is one of them. Just finished up his freshman year at Baldwin Wallace. Played his high school ball, though, for the Mentor Cardinals in the GCC. The 0-1 popped up and out of play again. Now 0-2. After Square, it's Johnny Kinter, then top. Both squads batting 10 guys in this game, as you are allowed that EH. Kiefman, the EH for the T3 Warhawks, and then Joyce for CBF. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. A good pop into shallow right field. underneath it is going to be Sherwood. He has it for out number 2. They will throw home, but it will be cut off before the attempt at the plate. It is a sac fly for Nick Square, and that will make this a 3-2 ball game. They wanted at least 1 run this inning to get back in, and they got it.
Yeah, sac fly does the job right there. The first one I believe we've seen today, and they're able to get a run in. Now let's see if they can get that all crucial extra run to tie this ball game. They got a runner at second. See if they can take advantage of that.
And as well, the go-ahead run behind him at first. But as you said, the focus is strictly on that runner at second base.
Of course.
In the next inning, the CBF has Artman, Carey, and Joyce set to come in. That'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Ground ball left side, picked up at third, and on the fielder's choice, the side is retired. Excellent snag over at the hot corner by Artman as he is able to end the inning. We'll take a second look at that one, as that was a very nice play.
Yeah, it was a great play on third. Able to catch that ball and then immediately run to third base and ultimately get the out.
And then it's just a heads-up play, knowing the situation, knowing that you do have an out there, and easily taken. 1 run does score for the Warhawks, but the lead still resides with the 8 seed. Through 2, CBF 3, T3 Warhawks 2 your score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Top of the 3rd inning at Schoonover Stadium. Game number 3 of the day. It is the Cleveland Baseball Federation up 3-2 on the T3 Warhawks. First pitch of the frame is a strike from Kinter. 0-1 the count.
Seen Kenter, he's kind of had a mixed bag. Sometimes he's had some strikeouts, but sometimes, like I said, that error, a couple errors that didn't lead to outs that probably should have.
One hop picked up at second base by Springer. Throw to 1 easily in time for out number 1.
More of that definitely is what he's looking for.
And a nice job by Springer over at second base. Reads the ball perfectly on that 1 hop. Doesn't chase it. He doesn't have to charge that one. He knows it's coming to him, and that is just the good byproduct of having good baseball IQ and just good situational awareness. And you can see with plays like that why Walsh recruited him and why he is going to North Canton in the fall. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 the count on Leo Carey, the first baseman. 0 for 1 in this game with a pop out to Josh Mommers to end the first. With the CBF able to score those 3 runs in the last inning, the question is, do they have more? For the second time today, it goes to Mommers. He will bobble, throw to 1, takes the first baseman off the bag, and this time Carey wins the battle with the BG commit.
It's just that little bobble right there. Baseball is a game of seconds, or also known as steps on the field, and that can really change a lot of it right there, and ultimately leads to a runner on first.
Danny Joyce, the EH, now steps in again. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but a chance for redemption and could be a spot for a bunt too, depending on how they want to play this. First pitch up and out for ball 1. Once again, the winner of this game takes on Release Baseball at 3:15 today. This game, Gabe, actually kind of starting a few minutes early.
That is nice because that means it's going to end a few minutes early.
Well, you say that now, but we do have to have a winner. In pool play, you could have a tie when we've come really close, but here, obviously, you have to have a winner. Somebody has to go to the Final Four. Right now, a good game. 5 runs combined, but we'll see how this one ends up shaking out. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2. The big credit I have for Johnny Kinter is his velocity on the mound. He has been really consistent. Obviously, not pulling off the radar gun. I don't have that. I don't have, the pots down scouting ability right now. But I would say sitting mid-80s, probably 87, 88.
You can hear it, and I could hear it when he was warming up, that pop on that glove. He's throwing hard, so that's one thing that makes it really tough for teams, for hitters against them, is just being able to see that ball.
And the reason I go with 88, usually the D1 guys, probably I'd say 90 to 95. Division 3 and 2, kind of 85 to 90. So I'm going to say kind of upper echelon of that 88, as he committed to Lake Erie previously. 1-2, fouled away. And it's tough to kind of bottle up pitching stats like that, but that's the best way you have to do it. It's kind of like track or cross country. You might have a legend at your school who's a great runner, but not Division I caliber with speed, and that's what happened at Holy Name. Kevin Wadley holding a lot of records, and he was a good friend of mine talking to me. I'm like, you can go D1. He's like, no, that's not the landscape. He has to have a certain speed, and that was still like 2 minutes off of his PR, and he still was one of the best in the area. 1-2, swing and a miss. There is out number 2. Strikeout number 4 today from Johnny Kinter.
Yeah, it sucks. We see a lot of that in baseball now with, exit velocity and some of the things we see with those pitching stats. It can be sort of discouraging for players that, they try their hardest and they just don't have these stats. But all you can do is just keep putting in work and keep going out there and, playing with a smile on your face and enjoying the game. There's really not much more you can do.
But Cantor right now just has that it factor about him that when push comes to shove, he can get those big outs. And that's an intangible that is really valuable, and that also kind of elevates his stock. You might not have to be the most athletic guy to get recruited anymore. You just have to have a couple of big intangibles, and you can go out there and have some good innings. Slow chopper to third. High throw to 1. Did he tiptoe enough? Yes, he did. And the side is retired. Gabe, I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either. I had a look from the monitor when I switched. From my angle, it looked like he wasn't down. But you'll see on the replay, a little late of a switch in terms of the camera. But you can see he's like up in the air when the...
Oh,
yeah.
That toe is on the bag.
It wasn't?
I think that toe was on. At the last second, it dragged on. And I think he just got it. That's
play.
Impressive.
Yeah, what a play to get your foot down like that.
That was McCartney, the Tri-C commit. And now you're seeing why Coach Stahlberg brought him in.
Of course, Stahlberg has an eye for talent. Tri-C's obviously had a great program. They've really built it up from the ground over the last 3 years. And I'm not surprised that he has an offer to go play for the Triceratops.
Middle of 3, it is the CBF up 3-2 on the Warhawks. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Big play to end the top of the third. We saw that replay once again. Impressive that that toe got down, but now the offensive T3 needs to get rolling down by 1 in a win or go home game. First pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0 the count.
I mean, yeah, that was really impressive to be able to get your foot down, being up in the air like that. Heads up play, and a great understanding of surroundings.
Chopped foul now, 1-1. Score update from Thurman Munson. Top of the fourth inning, 1 runner on, 2 down. Ohio Supreme up 6-1 on the Guardians. That's the battle of the 3 and 2 seed. Winner then comes here for the 5:30 game in the championship.
Looks like that game has a decider. We shall see. There's still a lot of time, but
maybe not as much if they do pile on those 2. They get 2 runs, or they need 3 runs from there. Lead 9-1, so up by 8.
Yeah.
Blank the Guardians one more time, and they make the trip over from Canton. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. A good pop from Springer deep to left field. Underneath it is Kalinick, and he has it for out number 1. Good routine fly out to left field to get us underway in the bottom of the third. Once again, we still await the winner of this game to see who is the final semifinalist. Based on the way that game's going, Gabe, we're going to have our finalists before we have the semifinals complete.
Sure does look like we will. Supreme taking over that game. But like I said, I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to jinx anybody involved. You know, we're just going to say it how it is. Because if I go out there and say they have the game and it's good, then next thing you know, they get a grand slam, then they get another RBI single, and then, you know, they tie it and then ultimately take the lead.
You can never count out a guy like Coach Corey Douglas, though. He has done a great job with that group. Great job with the RBI program over the past couple of years, and because of it, he's found some really good talents for Mount Union, such as Daniel Tome. Fouled back now, 2-1. But T3 just looking for a breakthrough. They got 1 run back in the last inning, but still a lot of work to do. They know what's at stake in this game, and they know better than anybody in this tournament how to win here because, well, they've done it 4 times, and they have not lost yet. So I would assume based on that they are the team with the most expertise on winning at the Laurie Mendenhall Memorial Showcase. 3-1 the count on McCoon. Ezra Kurek, the third baseman, awaits in the on-deck circle. With the CBF hanging in it for now. But that'll be ball 4 down low with 1 away. I kind of have a feeling that the game script will say the CBF controls until the game gets tied or they lose the lead, and from that point forward, they're not going to get it back. That's one of those games that a team that is the lower seed, they're overperforming, they're doing good early, but once they slip that lead away, they're not going to get it back. But you never know, they could, and they can hold on to this, and this could be our final score for all we know.
It could be. We've seen some good pitching from both teams. Let's see what both offenses can do to respond to that.
Runner goes, and that one's going to sky left, and that will put the tying run at second. He is now taking off for third, and he is in there. From corner to corner he goes.
Good heads-up play to run the third there. He's able to get that slide in and get in with plenty of time.
Now Ezra Kurek, the third baseman, a chance to tie the game up here. That's going to be a big turning point for them, as then they pretty much control their own destiny here. The 1-0. Kurek will take down low for ball 2. I kind of think right now the name of the game is pretty simple. Wait until you see a strike.
Yeah. Don't want to reach on anything. Just wait till you get the pitch you want and go for it.
And that's why that's ball 3. And even more so, I don't think he has the green light here.
Yeah, really?
I don't think so. 3-0 count. He struck out his last time up.
Yeah.
The tying runs at third. I think he lets one play out naturally. That's a tough one. It's up in the zone. Still a strike, but I agree with the call. Don't swing. Maybe if you had the lead and you wanted to bring that run in that way, then maybe. But yeah. I say right now, situationally, no. The 3-1. And that's why it's ball 4. It is a passed ball, and that will tie up the game at 3. Excellent work reading the down angle. And now that brings up Jacob McCartney. The first baseman flew out his last time up to center field.
Made that excellent play on first base as well. So let's see if he can really convert it from defensively to offensively. Become a great two-way player for this team.
He's going to need that momentum here. A chance to give T3 the lead. Runner will go, blocked behind the dish. Go ahead run now in scoring position. And this is kind of what you expect from this inning. And CBF expected it too, as here is their coach coming to talk to the pitcher, Thompson. I don't think this is where you pull him. I think this is where you settle him down. And if you're going to bring in somebody from your bullpen, this is where you're going to start to warm them up. This could also be, hey, I want to pitch you, but I want to warm you up first. You're coming out. Somebody from the dugout's coming in. There's two guys there. You have Joyce that could come in, or you could also have Reese, who is your substitute, who has pinch ran today. One of those two guys could come into the field and could allow for somebody else to warm up. We do see that quite a lot in tournament play, but it does appear everybody is going to stay on the diamond in their respective positions.
Yeah, I think it's the right call too. He has not been underperforming enough to warrant a mound change. So, like that call, keep the guy in there, give him some confidence, give him some adjustments. We've seen in earlier games, sometimes coaches can come up there, give a couple nuggets to these pitchers, and then they really convert on that to successful pitches, and ultimately it leads to strikeouts.
And he is going to need to, with only one out, but one on in scoring position. And now potentially one on at third. No contest down the line at the hot corner. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Third kind of pass ball or ball skipping away in the past couple of minutes.
I've seen a lot of those so far today. And he cannot afford to have one of those again with a runner on third. They are going to send him, I would believe, if something like that were to happen again.
Assuming he has enough time, I think they're going to try it. But if not, they're going to play conservative. They want to keep that guy on. They don't want to just waste base runners for the sake of trying to take the lead when, if they wait a second, they can take the lead easily. But right now, a 2-0 count on McCartney. That pitch down low for ball 3. Or excuse me, I believe that's going to be ball 4. And that'll put him at first. Third walk in a row. And as he completely changes the wardrobe, that will bring on Jordan Kiefman, the EH. I mean, how many things did he just take off there? 5 or 6 different guards?
Yeah, that's a lot of accessories there, but
Keeps him safe.
yeah, I guess it does. The more the merrier to keep you safe.
Ground ball right side, picked up at first. What a play. They will get the out at first. No, they won't. He dropped it. He is safe, and T3 has taken the lead. Really obscure play.
Yeah, that was strange. It's kind of one of those things in football where the catch happens. You have to make sure you have that ball corralled. And the same thing applies to baseball. Just did not have that ball corralled. And ultimately, he's safe on first base.
Keeps 2 on, restores the T3 lead, and this could be the inning that they really take control. Now it is Peyton Ganda, the catcher, stepping in. First pitch going to miss down low for ball 1. But Ganda just finished up his senior year at Highland High School, committed to Tiffin. He got to learn under the great John Toth at Highland in the prior year. Skied on the infield. Thompson trying to take it in. Out number 2 regardless, and there is the catch confirming it. If he dropped that, that still would have been an infield fly rule given the 2 runners on. But now Josh Mommer steps in. 1 for 1 in this game with a single hit to the right side. He will try to do it again here. Next inning for CBF, it is Anderson, Stream, and Kolinik.
I feel like it's the first lefty we've seen in a while for T3.
He might be the only lefty on this squad. We have to take a deeper look at that to make sure. First pitch. Good spot, but not going to get the nod. 1-0 the counts. Taking a quick gander over to the semifinal. Bottom 4, 6-1 the score. Pass ball there. Throw down to 3 is not going to be in time as he just kind of hugs the bag with the back of his hands.
They're going to call him. Yeah, the ball was not there, but now they got another runner on third. If you're a Federation, you really need to, lock in here, and hopefully you can get out of this inning. As we saw in the last game, that these innings can come by quick, and they can really start to run up runs.
Good strike 1 from Thompson, blowing it past Josh Mommers. Josh Mommers also a very good player on the gridiron. Got to see him a couple of times play for Rocky River's football team, whether it be against Holy Name or in media coverage. 2-1 off the plate for ball 3. Got to cover their really obscure game against Mansfield Senior in 2023
due to the threats of violence at Arlen Field. They moved the game to Rocky River behind closed doors. One of the eeriest feelings for a game of all time. Felt like COVID all over again. The 3-1, shot to foul, and we are full. I believe Josh Mowers had a couple of nice plays in that game, from what I remember. But it was Mansfield Senior getting that big win, and Amar Davis, I believe, setting the program touchdown record with like 20. That was just a really obscure time, but definitely I think making the right move with baseball, as he is a dominant player on the diamond. Payoff pitch, a good crack into center field, still going back. Tremonti catches up, and he will take it in to retire the side. No more damage done, but the big job has been completed. T3 comes back and takes the lead 4-3 through 3. This is a 2025 Laurie Mendenhall Memorial Showcase on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Three complete, T3 up 4-3 on the Cleveland Baseball Federation. Once again, the winner of this game takes on Release Baseball in the semifinals that are to follow here on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Then the winner of that game will take on the winner of Supreme and the RBI Guardians, happening right now at Thurman Munson in the championship game at 5:30. Supreme still in control of their own destiny over there in Canton. Should be fun to see them arrive, and when they do, I'm sure they'll be able to take in that game and kind of get an idea of what they're up against. Weak grounder left side. He might be able to beat out a throw, but he will not. It's an excellent chuck for out number one. Carrick able to get there just in time.
Yeah, great play right there. Great throw to first. We've seen a couple numerous great throws to first base for T3 here. Whether that be throws, whether it be the first baseman having the knowledge to keep his foot down in the bag. Just some really great fundamental baseball.
And now a conversation between the umpires here as well. It is now 7-1, Ohio Supreme on top of the Guardians. Run number 8 stands at third with one down. The run rule inducing run in the box right now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to say that it's probably a good chance that they win that game. So
once again, another time that the Guardians fall in the semifinals. We saw them do that last time on Father's Day, losing to Ohio Elite. This time it's Ohio Supreme. And now that's a walk, so that puts the run rule inducing run over at first base for them. Back to this one. It is Stream stepping in. First pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0 the counts. And if Cantor can go this full 7 or 6 or really whatever we get from this game, that is big, as that saves the rest of the arms for the final two games. Release, that's going to be a tough team, and then Ohio Supreme, even more difficult. But you can never count out that Guardian squad. They have a lot of power hitters, we'll see if they're going to be able to make some noise or not. But right now, all signs are pointing towards Supreme being the number 2 team overall, and at worst, finishing number 2 in the tournament.
Definitely be a long shot to come back in that game, but it is still technically possible.
Stream draws the walk there, which will bring up Kolinick, the left fielder. 1 down, runner at first, down by 1. He's going to need a big hit here, or at least something that does not result in a double play or an out of any kind.
Yeah.
Keep the inning going, tie up the game here, give your guys a chance to recover entering the bottom of the 4th inning, and hope the defense can hold the opponent at bay. And that's the main priority, because if T3 has another big inning, they could slam the door.
They really could, yeah. Get a show bunt here, too. We haven't seen a lot of that today in terms of bunting action. See if we'll see that more throughout the game. And
0-2 now. Throwback to 1. Not going to be there. Not surprised we haven't seen bunts. A lot of these teams, they just flat out don't do it. We talked to Coach Wisniewski, a premier in the WRCL, and he said, these guys are just out here having fun. We're not going to bunt.
yeah.
That could also be some mind games potentially for the playoffs. 0-2, fouled away. And by playoffs, I mean the NABF World Series. WRCL not doing the actual tournament like they did last year. We did cover that with the Lumber Company, the 5 seed, not the 4 seed. I believe they were the 5 seed, making it all the way to the championship game, taking down Premier, I think 23-2, because Premier just ran out of pitching. The 0-2 in there for strike 3, looking, and there he's out, number 2. Excellent pitch from Kinter, his 5th strikeout. And that brings us back to the top of the order for the 3rd time, with Nick Sherwood coming back in 0 for 2 in this game with 2 strikeouts. Definitely looking to make amends here. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. I would say, though, based on other days we've had at Kent State, outside of the early morning heat, this one has been one of the more enjoyable days.
Weather-wise, it's been awesome. It's not cold, but it's also not too hot to where it's unbearable and you're sweating. Also helps a lot that the sun is behind us, or I think it's covered right now, but even if it wasn't, it would be behind us, so sun wouldn't be pressing too much in the box. But as for the field conditions, a little hot, but not cold, so it's perfect baseball weather.
It was hot enough earlier to cook my lean cuisine for lunch.
That sun makes a difference, makes it a little 5 to 6 degrees warmer out. Right now it's covered, so.
And then plus the turf as well, that adds a good 10 degrees. 0-2 off the plate for ball 1, and as somebody who played football those 2 days on the turf, albeit for my freshman year, and then 2 days before Logan Burden decided to make me his ragdoll and concussed me, it was very hot out there.
Yeah, which ultimately led to the launch of your broadcasting career, so.
As he launched my head into the turf, my broadcasting career launched from there.
So, nice to see that everything happens for a reason, and everything comes around to working out in the end.
And it's funny because he won Lineman of the Year for the team that year, and I was sitting there wondering, okay, it was deserved. I'm like, really? That pitch up and in for ball 3. Well deserved. It may have been the next year, actually. I think he was a senior. He got it. It was actually the person who I shout out Holy Name who won it the year before, but always a fun story to tell about how I got into broadcasting with the concussion of what that led to. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner will be off on the pitch. The pitch pops up right side. Shallow on the infield. First baseman falls, and it is going to be caught at second. An awkward one there. I have that as out number 3, and I don't know. I guess with the 1 strike, something was out of place. That's out number 2. That's just really weird.
It's strange.
But now I think I was off by 1. Now that brings in Sherwood. There's a chance that I feel like unless I missed something, they may have batted out of order, which I don't think they did. Just wanted to go back and check of who was actually in, but Sherwood did step in at one point, number 4.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know. I really don't have a good explanation for it.
Either way, back to the top we go. 0-1 the count as he fouls that one back. Do apologize with all the moving parts of travel baseball, and especially when a lot of big changes are made in the field. It's always tough to see where everybody is. It's not like basketball where it's just 5 guys out there, football 11. You kind of understand who's who. Baseball, it's a lot of rotation, especially kind of quiet rotation. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, now 0-2. After Sherwood, it is Tremonti. But for T3, it is going to be Velasco, Square, and Kinter. The 0-2 backs him out for ball one. Sun starting to come back onto the diamond here. Getting a lot brighter out. The 1-2. Down low, evening up the count. As you said, it is a lot more manageable with the heat, but still the sun kind of just blaring down. And I imagine that earlier on, sun in front of us to begin, behind us to end, and it kind of cast a good illumination onto the diamond. 2-2 on the inside edge for strike three looking, and the side is retired. I believe strikeout number 6 today from Johnny Kinter, and the inning is over. No damage done by the CBF. Middle of 4, T3 4, CBF 3, your score.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Schoonover Stadium. 4-3 your score, T3 on top of the Cleveland Baseball Federation. The winner takes on Release in the game that is to follow. And it is a hard 90 to begin the inning. Velasco getting clipped on his back. He kind of just flings the gloves out in a ceremonious celebration.
Nice way to get one man on.
The pit crew has been fun to watch today. A lot of extra accessories. A lot of guys just coming in, scooping them up, and on with the game we go.
Yeah, it's been a lot of accessories at times, so.
But it gets the job done, and when you're up, you can kind of do that stuff. Square backs out of the first pitch. 1-0 the count. It is still Ethan Thompson on the mound for the CBF. This could be his final inning of work, depending on how this one goes. He could also still have a couple of more good frames left in him. We just have to kind of wait and see. Runner will go. It is going to be in the zone, 1-1. And that is going to be a stolen base for Velasco. Good work getting in there and keeping his hand on. And in the meantime, we will have some action in the bullpen once again. Danny Choice going out there along with, I would assume, Reese. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he will look back at the runner at second, no throw. Kind of one that he had to walk over there, too, to ensure that nothing was going to happen.
Just trying to keep him honest there at second.
I don't mind the move at all. 1-1, just a bit inside for ball 2.
He's going to get a visit.
Give his pitcher time to warm up. That's what I think this is going to be. I think he's going to give his next pitcher a few moments to get loose and get ready. That's usually why you do see this mound visit here, and it's kind of to say, hey, get us out of this, and then you're done.
Yeah.
That's usually what it is here, and especially with him just going back out there. Depending on how warm he already was, this could be, okay, if you allow one more guy on your out, or if you allow a run your out, he could have to come in a lot quicker than the coach would want him to.
Yeah.
It really just depends on what happens here, and that's a lot of baseball. It's not concrete like basketball where, down to the final 3 minutes, we're going to go put in our second string guys, or we're going to make that change, or even football, okay, we're going to bring in our slot wide receiver for this formation. If this happens, then this most likely follows. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on square. Swings and misses on the breaking ball, now 2-2. Thompson got him to chase out of his shoes. One of the best pitches we've seen from him today. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the count. Thompson looking for a big first out. Won't get it there as he misses off the plate for ball 3, and you can see the frustration starting to brew.
Yeah, already kind of on a loose time right here. Gets a meeting from his manager. Knows the guy's warming up in the bullpen. Knows he's about to be out here soon. Just trying to finish this inning. His patience is being tested.
3 balls, 2 strikes to the count. The payoff pitch. Runs inside, almost hits him for ball 4. The head coach looks down to the bullpen, and he is going to stay put.
I don't think he's still quite ready yet. When we watched him walk over here, I mean, he had no warm up or nothing. They were just starting off by just sort of throwing. Now
he's going to go check him.
Yeah.
And I kind of think on a hop as well.
I think we got one more at batter, and
after
that, he's getting put in.
I would agree with you. I think it's one more, then they're going to make that change here. But Johnny Kinter looking to put some runs on the board for T3. That's a pass ball, and that will put 2 runners in scoring position. 1-0 count. That has been tough today. A couple of balls getting past stream behind the dish. And as well, the sun, the heat, fatigue setting in.
Yep.
Only so much that you can really grind through with adrenaline. And I played in these conditions before. Outside, in the sun, any bit of heat, not protected by a box, it's really tough. Kinter fouls that one away, 1-1. I had to be pulled from one game due to heat exhaustion back, I think, in 2022. And that was more my coach saying, you're coming out, not if you want to come out of the game. And
yeah,
I was not ready to come out of that game.
You know, other than the pitcher, catcher, you know, the heat really affects you when you're down on the ground like that, low to the turf.
Long innings, too.
Yeah.
The 1-1. A good pop into right center field. This has the chance for extra bases. Instead, it will be cut off in the gap for out number 1, and it will be a sacrifice fly for Johnny Kinter. Second sac fly of the game for the Warhawks, and that'll make it 5-3.
And it looks like he's going to keep his pitcher in there. Sac fly, you know, still draws in the run, but I guess not the worst thing in the world, not multiple runs scoring. And most importantly, I don't think his guy is ready yet in the bullpen.
And I think with the coach coming back, that did not look like a convincing vote of confidence. And we're seeing the pitches.
Yeah.
That one just went into the field.
Yeah, it did.
And we're going to play on. I'm surprised they didn't stop play. But a lot of them just kind of waving right well off where he's pitching. You can kind of see that line. It looks like he's just missing high on a lot of them. So now he's starting to actually go and actually pitch. So he should be ready in a few moments. 1-0 hits him. And I think this is going to be the time that he's ready. We'll see here. They're going to have the conversation about it down below. But maybe one more, and still some wild pitches in the bullpen anyway. Second hard 90 of the inning now brings up Owen McCoon.
And it looks like they're done throwing in the bullpen. So he should be out here any moment.
Throwback to 1, not in time. And I agree. I think they kind of have to just make sure he's ready, and they're waving him over, and they know that after this at bat, unless there's a double play, and even if there is, the inning ends, and so does Thompson's time on the mound. And with pitch count, you have to be careful of that too. And a lot of things you can take into consideration, but overall, I kind of think bringing in a new fresh arm can give this team a new breath of fresh air. Now down by 2. Runner goes. The pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And there will be no throw. That'll put 2 runners in scoring position. But a chance here for the Warhawks to double their lead with 1 swing. Taken in there for ball 2. So far in this game, Owen McCoon, a base hit, 2 stolen bases, and a walk to his name. 5-3 the score. T3 on top in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch. Off the plate for ball 3. Once again, the other semifinal. The first one already about done. Second one set to get underway in just under 55 minutes. So that's about as much time as we have left here. 3-0's inside for ball 4. The bases are loaded. And now, do we see it?
Yep, we are.
And there is the head coach. I kind of think it was time. It's tough for Thompson. He did what he could today, had some good pitches, but in the end, this outing just not his day. We're going to see the change. It is going to be Danny Joyce coming on to pitch potentially. I would assume it's him unless somebody else comes in. Joyce is taking Thompson's place. It'll be a straight swap. No need to change up the order as both are already in it. Either way, we will step aside. The call to the bullpen has been made. Danny Joyce coming on to throw for CBF when we come back.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Danny Joyce all fueled up and ready to go on the mound for the CBF. Bases loaded behind him. Tall task ahead. Down by 2 runs. 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. His first pitch will miss off the plate for ball 1. It is Ezra Kurek and Jacob McCourtney set to swing in this frame. A good high hanging fly ball into center field. We could see them chance it here. The runner will tag from third. There's out number 2. The play is not going to happen at the plate, and it is a 3rd sac fly of the game for the Warhawks. They now lead this one by 3. Good work by Kurek, able to get that one all the way out there. Deep enough for the runner to tag. Now it is Jacob McCartney stepping in. 0-for-1 with a fly out and a walk to his name. But we know the power, and with 2 guys on, a chance to do some more damage here.
See if this new pitching help will have some significance. As you know, throwing a guy into the fire like that with bases loaded can be very tough for even the best pitchers in Ohio.
The one thing going for him is that the 2 runners behind him will not be credited to him if they do score.
That is true.
Those would belong to Ethan Thompson. 0-1 off the plate, evening up the counts. Still plenty of baseball left, and if CBF can get out of this inning, they do have a chance to get back into the game in the top of the 5th, but they're going to start quickly running out of time. That ball outside for ball 2. Going back to the semifinal, bottom 5, 1 on, 1 down, 7-3 now the score. The Guardians able to play a pair of runs in the 5th. So they're not out of that game yet, down by 4. Still some time to work with, 6 outs exactly. So we will see what they can do. The 2-1. Good drive left side. That is into left field. They are going to send both runners home, and both runners will score. It is a 2 RBI single for Jacob McCartney. Make it 8-3 T3.
Just rough. As a new pitcher like that, you're thrown into the fire. He still has a chance to take control of this inning. We'll see what he can do with this at-bat. This is a big at-bat for both teams. If you're T3, if you can get a single here and get bases loaded again, or sorry, no one on second. Even if you can get a guy in scoring position at second, it could be very big. And if you're Federation, just trying to get out of this inning could be big as well.
You're up by 5. The run rule is 8 runs after 5. You can set up that opportunity in the top of the 5th to seal the win with a couple more runs. You need 3 more, which not out of the realm of possibility yet. And we've seen it so often this summer, teams falling short up by 7, and then the other team just comes back in and makes it a competitive ball game. But right now, 3 balls to Kievman. He'll be followed up by Ganda, then Mommers. Bases loaded for Josh Mommers. That prospect is scary. The 3-0 left, and that will be ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Kievman is on with ease. Trying to check for release if they're actually here or not yet. And unless they're in the cages, the answer is no.
So we could have a long wait there because the run rule is staring down Cleveland Federation baseball right now as T3 is starting to put this on in terms of running.
We've thought that before, but then it never happens. We think we said that for that Erie game versus Force. It was 8-1 entering the 5th. Erie played like 5 or 6 runs, and they made that a competitive ball game. But 0-1 the count on Ganda. That one off the plate for ball 1. Could have taken that first pitch, but obviously wanting to be aggressive here, and I cannot fault him completely for that. Pass ball will do wonders for T3, putting 2 guys back in scoring position with the power of Ganda. That pitch upstairs for ball 2. And even if the base is low, Josh Mommers might not be that aggressive, or even so, if he is aggressive, it might be more conservative as the coaching staff. I'm sure is going to tell him, wait for a strike.
Definitely. We've seen already 1 walk from this pitcher right here, so it's definitely something you could see happening, and with the pressure of loaded bases, not unreasonable.
3 balls, 1 strike, the count on Ganda. And that pitch is down low for ball 4. The bases will be loaded for Josh Mommers.
Yeah, he's definitely not swinging at anything. I mean, unless that thing is, dead in the zone. And
he's thinking 385 or 320.
Yeah, for sure.
415, maybe not that black thing out of there, the kind of the home run blocker. It's still a home run if it hits off of it, I believe, as it is above the yellow. But I think his sights are set on one of the corners, not a straight shot over the wall.
Yeah.
That could be impressive, but there is another game on the other field, so maybe not where he wants to put that one. But bases loaded, a chance for T3 to pretty much put the finishing touches on this game. First pitch, gonna hit the zone for strike 1, and I agree, you don't swing there.
No.
Still a chance, though, for Josh Mommers so far in this game, 1 for 2. And a chance to go 2 for 3. Swings and misses there, now 0-2. Now if the bases are straight and loaded, that could be some momentum for CBF.
What does he throw here? Does he take a risk and try and get the corner with the strike here, or does he kind of just throw bottom,
out of the
give
zone.
Him junk? Yeah.
And he goes down low exactly as you said for ball 1. You can't give him a good pitch there, especially with a hitter of his caliber. You have to kind of dance around him, albeit you're up in the count, but all it takes is 1 pitch getting away from you, and it's a whole parade at home for T3. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. A high hanger into center field. Mommers knows he didn't get the best of that baseball, as it will be caught by Tremonti, and the bases will be straight and loaded as the side is retired. Still T3 able to put on a few runs through 4. It is the Warhawks up 8-3 on the Cleveland Baseball Federation. This is the 2025 Laurie Mendenhall Memorial Showcase on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thycairo.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
A big bottom of the fourth inning for T3. This game kind of now changed. 8-3, the Warhawks on top. If you are CBF, how do you respond to this inning as well with a new arm and Josh Mammers on the bump?
Well, I think taking advantage of this new arm and putting him in uncomfortable situations, knowing that he does not have that sort of confidence that's built up throughout innings, could be really big for CBF. But also just knowing that this game's not over is a big thing, and still, playing loose and playing with confidence can go a long way.
1-1 strike now, the count. But Josh Mammers, the BG commit, looking for a good fifth inning. That one gonna miss upstairs, I think, for ball two. But a very good miss from Josh, nonetheless. Don't hate that spot at all. Here comes the 2-1. And they're now 2-2. You pointed it out during warm-ups, Gabe, and it appears just to be his normal pitching style. More of an upright and kind of casual delivery.
It's different, but if it works for him and he's getting strikes in that strike zone, that's all that really matters.
Chopped left side. Great backhand. The throw to one. He got him for out number one. Excellent play by Carrick over at third. That was not an easy play by any means. Threw the glove at it, and he got the best possible result.
Some good third base play today, huh, Smee?
We've
really
seen
a couple good throws, man.
I'm really impressed from what I've seen from the EMU commit, and now you see why he's committed there. Now Ethan Thompson steps in, assuming he's staying in the game, which it does appear he is. Hits that one right side. Could be through for a single, and now it definitely is. It is going to be at least a one-base error from square and right. He is going to go to third, so now a two-base error, and he is going to pump the brakes there. Just a tough ball to get to, perfectly placed, and initially, Gabe, if Square was able to field that cleanly, he potentially had to play at first.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, that's why I've zoomed the camera in over there, and then you could see at the back, you could see him lose the ball. But just an unfortunate play there. And now, Cleveland Baseball Federation got a runner at third base. Let's see if they can get some things rolling in this inning.
And as well, we are starting to kind of creep towards that time limit. We'll see how much baseball we have left in this game. Chopped left side, picked up at short. Throw to one is there for out number two, but that will bring in the runner. Base is clear, but it's a good sacrifice.
Great sacrifice right there. They're able to get one more run in. And now, with the game at a smaller deficit, let's see if they could potentially tie this thing up or even take the lead this inning.
It would take a lot for them. They need to start getting guys on now. I'm more thinking big picture. Can they potentially get this guy around, or can they in 2 innings, maybe? I'm going to say in 1 inning because it's 2:34 right now, Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the bottom of the inning. Can't start a new inning, I believe, after 12:57. So we have, or 2:57, so that's like 23 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get 2 innings done in 23 minutes.
I would have to agree with you as well. But either way, going to be difficult with this type of caliber baseball player, college commit.
Caught over at short. Nice work, and the side is retired. An excellent line drive, but just to the wrong slot.
Not the worst thing in the world if you're Federation. They're able to use time to your advantage, get the quick out, and now give yourself another chance, another inning. Just hopefully you can get a quick 1-2-3 on T3 and then have the opportunity to come back in this game.
And that will do it for the top of the 5th inning. We flip to the home half of the frame. It is the T3 Warhawks up 8-4 on the Cleveland Baseball Federation.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Bottom 5, T3, they have shown offensive prowess today. And if they can play 4 runs here, Gabe, the game ends here. How do you think they play this one?
I mean, I don't know how much they have the time in the back of their head that this game cannot last for much longer. But I think you still probably play conservative. You don't just go swinging out on everything to try and get those 4 runs. So I would expect a conservative approach, especially since this pitcher we've seen has allowed a couple of walks. I wouldn't be surprised if they are conservative on their swings and really only swing if it's near the zone.
We chop back to the mound, scooped up, throw to 1 is in time for out number 1. Good work from Joyce, kind of acting as a fielder off of the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, that was a great play right there. Able to retrieve that ball and throw it over the first. Now T3 with 1 out. We'll see how they play this. Maybe they do go the aggressive route, but just don't think that they would do that. But we shall see.
I would be surprised as well, but you never know. It just depends on how they want to play this. They can play this a number of ways, and I think they're going to be aggressive, but at the same time, I agree with you. They're going to kind of be more reserved and laid back, knowing this game doesn't have much time left, but at the same time, they don't want to take their foot off the gas because that's the easiest way to let this CBF squad back in. Keep in mind, the Baseball Federation earlier on in the game did play 3 runs in the same inning. Do it again, it's a 1-run game. You always have to look at the big picture in a game like this, and it's tough to do. You're focused on the next team, and I don't blame them. They're up by 4, but you have to always be ready to look at the game you're in, even if you think you're guaranteed a win. And speaking of guaranteed a win, the bases are loaded in the bottom of the 6th inning for Ohio Supreme, up by 4. Everybody comes around. The game ends there at the top of the 7th inning. That pitch is going to miss off the plate for ball 4, and with 1 down, Square draws the walk. That'll now set up Johnny Kinter, the pitcher. Still an okay shot that we do start the next game on time. We will see in that last game. A lot of that hinges on how long this game goes there. If the Guardians are able to come back, if not, then kind of add 45 minutes for their drive here. And I think we should be able to see them probably at around 4:30 or 5 o'clock make it here for the 5:30 game. 1-0 counts on Johnny Kinter. Started the game on the mound, and I believe he did move to short. Or no, he moved to second. I think the second baseman, Springer, moved to short. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch sails upstairs for ball 2. And this could be where patience pays off and you can score a couple of runs on free passes.
Yeah, this pitcher that's come in, a lot of opportunities to take advantage of those balls and turn those into walks. So
good drive deep to left center field, but it will be tracked down for out number 2. Excellent work in left by Kalinick.
Smart decision to hit it there, but really there's not much incentive to hit this ball unless it's in a spot that you really like inside the zone.
A couple of good screaming hits. Kind of looked like they were going to go in the gap,
Yeah.
but the placement of the outfield really ruining that for now. But now we go back to the top with Springer. First pitch, gonna miss for ball 1. Next inning for CBF, it is Joyce, Mosham, and Anderson. And that might be the final inning of play, just depending on how quick it goes. Good pop up the middle into right field. That one will fall for a single. They are going to send Square to third, and he is going to be in there, and so is Springer at second base. That'll put 2 runners in scoring position, 2 down, and Owen McCoon will step back in. That means the run rule inducing run stands in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
2 outs. We've seen some 2-out rallies today.
We have. We sure have. And this pitcher really has struggled slightly with keeping control of that zone. And, well, you know, he has an opportunity to take control of it, maybe get a strikeout here. Let's see what will happen.
So far, McCoon, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, and a single. First pitch off the plate for ball 1. 1-run rule so far today for us, and that was in the 14U game. But looking at a lot of those kids, you have a lot of Hoban and St. Ed's on there. Not really surprised. But that Longhorns team, no slouches at all.
No, not at all.
It'll be fun to hopefully see them again potentially this summer. That could be one that we kind of make work and see if we can find them again because there's some good talent there.
There definitely is.
2-0. Hit to the right side, foul, and out 2-1. Once again, Joyce, Mosham, and Anderson up next for the CBF. 2 balls, 1 strike on McCoon. Ground ball up the middle, taken in at short. The throw to 1 looks low, but it will be picked in time, and the side is retired. Excellent work by this defense as they're able to blank the T3 offense. Through 5, it is the 1 seed looking poised to make it to the semifinals, up 8-4 on the Cleveland Baseball Federation.
Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. The CBF down by 4, looking to respond as we begin the 6th inning. 8-4 the score, and right now T3 looking poised to make it to the semifinals.
It's weird. The other semifinal, almost done. We've talked about that a couple of times, but we'll have a finalist before we have our final semifinalist.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes when you have these games at the same time. But as for this game, still a chance for Federation to rally and win this game. This game is not over yet, even though T3 is in the lead.
But a game that is over is Ohio Supreme and the RBI Guardians. Supreme got the run rule 11-3, the final. They are in the championship game later on today at 5:30. I'm sure we will be seeing them in around an hour's time. The 0-2, a good drive into right field, still going back underneath it is square, and he has it for out number 1.
How much more time left do we have in this game? It cannot be longer than 10 to 15 minutes.
I think 12. I had 12:57 during the mound, not mound, it's the home plate meeting.
Yeah.
It depends on when they ended it. So maybe that 15-minute time, maybe. But once again, if you're CBF, you have to play that this is the final inning.
Yeah.
You have to. Good pop into center field, and it is going to split the second and shortstop. That's an obscure one. I thought that one had a lot more distance behind it, but either way, Masham with the single. Second base and shortstop convene. Right now, I think we're just lucky that nobody got hurt.
Yeah, those plays can sort of be bang there, where you sometimes have players running into each other. Luckily, everybody stayed healthy there.
You see just a slight collision there. I believe that was Kinter convening with Mommers potentially. But so far, this has just been a good game. CBF trying to scratch across a couple of runs, and if they can, this game still has some life. But now, Parker Anderson, the shortstop, steps in. A walk and a ground out to his name so far. Once again, still some time, but time not necessarily on their side. Swing and a miss, now 1-1. But previewing this next game, Release is going to have to take advantage of this fatigue.
They definitely are, and I think they'll have a good chance too. You know, hoping that this game drags on more. And I think it will. Federation has that fight and that dog in them. They're not going to give up easy.
Ball 2 taken upstairs. And as well, once the time limit is reached in the bottom of the inning, the game, I think, is just over.
Okay.
If it does end there because T3's up, they don't need to keep hitting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would just be it there. The 2-1. Fouled away now, 2-2. Now for the championship game, I don't think there is an official time limit. We learned that yesterday. I think they're just going to go 7 innings, but there are run rules possible. I think 2:15, if there is a time limit, that is what would it be. But still, once again, you're going to have to go with, you have to have a winner. So you can't have a tie and end it that way. 2-2, swing and a miss. There is out number 2. Good work on the mound from Josh Mommers. And with 2 down, that will set up Henry Stream, the catcher.
Catcher with a great opportunity here to get his team back in the game with a runner on first. They need something here.
Hard 90 and a walk to his name so far in this game. 2 free passes, 2 different methods. First pitch going to be taken outside for ball 1. As for T3, their goal, kind of drag this one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Keurig, McCartney, and Kievman in the 3, 4, and 5 slots set to come in and try and put the finishing touches on. The 1-0, he did. So now 1-1. Still a delayed call, and I think pretty clearly he did break the plan.
Yeah.
But there is some action in the bullpen for CBF. We could see their 3rd arm of the game, or this could be a guy that just didn't pitch this weekend that they wanted to get out there. Good drive down the left field line. It is down for a single, and that will put 2 on with 2 down. Once again, the CBF still fighting with everything that they have left.
They won't give up, man, and good for them.
Kalenic now steps in. 2 on, 2 down, tying run in the on-deck circle. It would take a lot for that tying run to come around and score, but no better time than now.
And we've seen a lot of rallies today, so it's not unreasonable or imaginary to think that it could happen.
If they can force the 7th inning and they score 2 runs here, which now doesn't look likely, they would have a shot. Pops up left side, taken in by Keurig over at 3rd in foul territory, and the inning is over. It appears we will play the bottom of the 6th inning as we should. maybe 10 minutes, maybe less left to go in this game via the time limit. T3 looking to kind of mark their ground and seal the win. 8-4, still your score on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Stay tuned with us after our final commercial break. When this one goes final, then we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Schoonover Stadium, bottom of the 6th inning. T3 up 8-4 on the Cleveland Baseball Federation. Once again, Gabe, going back to our conversation, not much time left in this game. If the CBF wants a shot to play the 7th, they got to get this one done quick.
Yeah, there isn't much time to play.
And it's a good drive into left field, and it will be on the ground for a leadoff single.
And I'm interested, did they end up making that pitching change with the pitcher that was warming up in the bullpen?
No, Joy's still on.
So it looks like they were just, and if they play a next game, maybe they're just getting them ready for that. So
I would assume so, and maybe if they think they need to make a change here and they can keep it close, or that was one of, okay, those two guys score 8-6 game, you put them in and try and hold things down, you need 2 runs. Runner goes, but chopped foul by McCartney, 0-1 the count. And once again, a couple times to look at 257 and 3. 3, I believe, was first pitch. 257 was kind of when the umpire meeting started. Depends on when they officially start the clock. They don't need to officially say when the clock has started except for the coaches. Those are the only 2 people who need to know when the game started in order to keep track of the time limit. Hard hit ball down the left field line. That is going to go to the corner for extra bases. A hard hit ball from McCartney, and that will bring in the 9th run of the game for T3. It is a massive RBI double from Jacob McCartney.
And you saw that ball bounce off of that little padding they have underneath the wall there. It made a difference there. It bounced off that. The outfielder has to change his direction, and that little change of direction allows for more opportunities for T3.
3rd RBI of the game for McCartney after an 0-for-1 start with a walk. 2 RBI single, and then an RBI double. Not a bad response.
He's had a nice game so far. Had a terrific play at first base earlier. Just a great player on both sides of the ball.
Now Jordan Kiefman, the EH, steps back in. A strikeout. An E4/1. It was an error on the throw, an error on the bobble. And on top of that, a walk. Good fly ball into deep center field. Tremonti has it deep for out number 1, but that will allow McCartney to tag up. So now with 1 down, time at 2:53, it is Peyton Ganda stepping in. You got to get one of these outs here in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, you do.
I think realistically, 3 minutes left.
Something on those lines.
To comfortably have another inning, you need to get it done by 12:50 or 2:55, I would say.
Yes.
So which gives you
2 minutes.
60 seconds. Ground ball left side, foul, now 1-1. I think this is going to be a race against the clock to confirm, and I kind of think this race is going to not really pay off, as that ball is going to be in the playing field, and that drill is precious time as well.
Yeah. Maybe the umpires give it till 3, but if they were, really on point with when the game started, they would have to end this at that time.
Once again, just depends on when they started that watch, right after the meeting or at first pitch, which it looked like at first pitch the umpire just didn't go to the wrist. I think it was simple. when the meeting's over, that's the time to put in.
Yeah.
And it gives a grace period because in a game like this, 4 runs going to take a lot to get to that 7th inning.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still a chance that before we hit that 3 o'clock time limit that T3 scores the final 3 runs they need for the run rule here.
Most definitely.
And a 3-1 count, that would put the final piece at the plate. And it's a 3-2 count as Ganda chops that one foul. It is Josh Mammers in the on-deck circle. Wasn't able to do anything with the bases loaded, but maybe 2 on, 1 down. That might be more up his alley.
Could be. Big opportunity here, though.
The payoff pitch popped down the right side, foul, but that one looked like it was going to be a ball. Time now is 2:55. So we're close. Just depends how close. The payoff pitch, chopped weakly left side. Almost a rundown. Throw to 1 is in time, and that was perfectly executed for out number 2. Joyce did the right thing, looking back the runner while also getting the out.
Yeah, that was textbook right there. Looks at the runner, but still has enough arm talent, also urgency to be able to get that ball over to first base in time for the out.
And I think if they get a quick out here, we will see the top of the 7th inning. I think it's going to be close enough where they allow it. But we'll see.
We'll see. We've seen sometimes, especially in that Tri-C game, where
Mammers is a good pop into center field. Quickly caught by Tremonti, and that will retire the side to end the 6th inning. Time 2:56, and I think with 1 minute to spare, we're going to get the top of the 7th inning. Great work by the defensive CBF, but in the end, they still do allow 1 run. The umpire's going to go and talk to T3 just to kind of figure out what's going on. I think he wanted the game to be done. And I think the other coaches are going to know where to talk about it, too, just to see where we are officially with the time limit.
I think it's basically going to be one of those things where 1 more inning, and it would be 1 more inning anyways.
The defense is taking the field, and I think that is going to be the parting line. End of 6, 9-4 your score. Stay with us when this one goes final as we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
The last chance for the Cleveland Baseball Federation here in the top of the 7th inning, needing 5 to tie, 6 to take the lead. Josh Mammers looking to close this one out to book a battle with Release Baseball in the next game slot, scheduled for 3:15, but most likely bump back to maybe 3:25. The 1-0 in there now, 1-1. This game did start right on time. This next game, a little bit behind schedule, but knock on wood, nothing crazy so far today.
Nothing too crazy. They just beat the time limit in the previous inning from what we understand. So we play on in this game.
And going back to yesterday, I think the championship game for the silver bracket, which was the last game here at Kent State, 2.5 hours behind.
Wow.
I think they're supposed to start 4:45 at 7. I got the game changer notification that the game was starting. And I found one worse than that. I think I saw one that was supposed to start at 4:45, start at 7:30.
Wow.
We had a 30-minute delay for the rain, but the rest of it was just kind of delays during the games itself. The 2-2 sailing upstairs for ball 3. And as I mentioned during the game, I had to run out of there and make it to Mass. 4:29 we got there. 1 minute before. Quickest tear down in SmeeSports history of like 15 minutes. The pitch, chopped foul. No, it's going to remain fair. But in the end, it does go foul. It looked like it was going to go initially.
Yeah.
But just kind of down the line, and McCartney makes sure it does go foul in the end. And if it didn't, he was going to be easily able to get that out. But release baseball getting ready to go in the next game as we will see yet another battle between two teams wearing white. But T3 could also have a spare jersey on hand, just depending. Payoff is popped up on the infield, going into left center, and it is going to be called off by the left fielder for out number 1. Excellent work by McCoon to track that one down. And now looking over there, it is Springer now at shortstop as expected, kind of with that flip.
Yep.
But that will retire Sherwood. An awkward one there. Nobody wanted to call it off.
Yeah. And it's difficult, too, because you're battling against the sun as well. So
I think left field kind of did have the best angle, or center field. Short did not have the best angle
no,
on that ball.
He ran all the way downfield.
That was just hustle.
Yeah.
First pitch going to hit the outside edge for strike 1. Once again, stick with us. Winner of this game takes on Release Baseball in the semifinals. Winner is awaited by Ohio Supreme in the championship game. Ground ball right side. Nice snag at second. Throw to 1. It's Divine for out number 2. And that will sound the final countdown for T3. That was Johnny Kinter, the starting pitcher, now at second base with that snag.
Nice grab right there.
Ethan Thompson, the starting pitcher for CBF, the last hope of the offense and of the team in this tournament. Once this happens, we will be down to our final 3 teams. Well, technically 4 as we enter the semifinals, but 3 as 1 semifinals already done. First pitch in there for strike 1. Whichever team wins, whether it be Release or T3, we will have a battle of Northeast Ohio and then Southern Ohio. Good fly ball deep to left field, still going back, but it will be tracked down right in front of the warning track, and that will seal the win. McCoon able to track it down, and T3 will advance to the semifinals, winning 9-4. Excellent win for the Warhawks, and this one, the 1 seed stays true with the chalk, and yet again, it is the higher seed staying perfect in the championships. One final word from our sponsors, then we will be back on to announce our player of the game, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
9-4 your final in our final quarterfinals matchup. Your player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, Jacob McCartney. 2 big hits in this game, 3 RBIs, a couple of good defensive putouts at 1 with his just overall talent, and 1 toe drag swag play to kind of quote the NFL there. Let's talk about our future Tri-C Triceratops.
Yeah, he's just a true two-way player in baseball. Made some really great defensive plays, like you mentioned, that toe drag on the first base bag, but offensively had some nice hits and was a big factor for them offensively in driving in runs and stuff of that nature.
As the 1 seed, T3 is given a great reward. 20 minutes of rest and then another game, so we'll see how they're able to manage that against a very talented Release Baseball squad. It's the battle of the 1 and 4 seeds. The winner takes on number 2 seeded Supreme in the championship game. Ohio Supreme getting a good win over the RBI Guards, 11-3 in 6 innings. They're going to be a tough team to take down from the Cincinnati area. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter. As well, subscribe down below to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal, 4,000 subscribers by the end of this summer. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing and greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports. As well, if you're looking to sponsor our broadcast, information on your screen right now. And if you want to help us out in a monetary fashion without being a broadcast sponsor, you can donate to us directly at our website at SmeeSports.com. Also, check out some great written content. Gabe, I don't think there's any bias about your written content from you in there. I think there's a couple of nice articles that you would say are the best on the website.
I would have to agree, but I'll shout out all the other writers as well. They've done a really good job. Read some of their pieces. It's a very diverse set of articles. We have some about NHL, some about MLB, a lot about the NBA. I'm a big NBA guy right now since NFL season. There's not much going on, but there's also some NFL articles on there. So, there's really something for everybody, every sports fan on there. So check it out.
Thank you for that, Gabe. Hop on over now to game link number 4 of the day. It is Release Baseball taking on the T3 Warhawks. The winner takes on Ohio Supreme. He's been Gabe Koza. I am Nathan Smee saying so long for now from Schoonover Stadium, and we will see you again in around 20 minutes for game 4 of the day. This has been the 2025 Laurie Mendenhall Memorial Showcase Tournament Championships on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will hopefully see you in a few moments, but if not, we will see you next time.